Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today's video is basically supplying you with tips on how to grow back thinning edges. I've been asked a few times by some of my followers across my social media sites for tips on growing back their edges. So today's video is all about that. So I'm going to be supplying you with 5 simple tips that you can apply in order to grow back your edges. So tip number 1, keeping your edges well moisturised. Basically our hair is naturally dry due to our curl pattern, so in order for our hair to survive we need to be moisturising our hair on a daily basis. It's really important, and if you're not moisturising your hair enough it can lead to breakage. So make sure that you are, when you're moisturising your hair, start with your edges first, because sometimes those areas can be forgotten. So apply moisture to your edges first and then moisturise the rest of your hair. That way you don't forget about it and it's less likely to break off. Tip number 2, massage your hair daily or as often as possible. Massaging is really good to help to stimulate and encourage hair growth. When you're massaging your hair, it helps the blood to kind of go to those areas, and what happens is the blood basically helps to deliver nutrients to the hair cells, which help to encourage hair growth. A really good oil to use when massaging your hair is Jamaican black castor oil. That oil is known to kind of promote growth and thicken their hair over time. So when you're massaging it, do try that oil. It does take time, so don't expect to see results overnight. It's got to be an ongoing process, but there are other oils you can use, but Jamaican black castor oil is meant to be very effective, so you can give that a try. Tip number 3, avoid wearing tight hairstyles. Now, tight hairstyles, I'm talking about braids, I'm talking about weaves, I'm talking about tight buns, ponytails. Anything that pulls on the edges can be really damaging to your hairline and the nape as well, because basically constant pulling on those areas can sometimes lead to permanent hair loss, depending on how severe it is and how often it's being done. So avoid wearing tight hairstyles. If you want to wear those hairstyles, it's fine, but just make sure that it's loose and it's not putting too much tension on your edges. Tip number 4, avoid any unnecessary tension to your edges. So I'm talking about when you're manipulating your hair. So whether you're combing your edges, you're brushing your edges, if you're wearing hats, if you're wearing headbands around your hair, head scarves as well that can be rubbing constantly in your hairline. Things like that, without us actually realising, some of those things are damaging our hair because it's constantly rubbing, causing problems for the hairline. So if you can, avoid wearing certain things like hairbands, as I said, or tight hats, and just keep that area tension and stress free. Tip number 5, leave your edges alone. Basically we all have a tendency to subconsciously put our hands in our hair, problem areas in our hair that are bothering us, and sometimes without even knowing it our hands are in there, we're feeling it, just to see how it's progressing, and sometimes we can actually do more harm than good, and sometimes it can result in you actually losing more hair than you started with. So if you can, keep your hand out of your hair and just supply the tips that I've given you and kind of monitor it over time. These things are not going to kind of happen overnight, so you have to be applying these tips and making sure you're doing it on an ongoing basis in order to see the best results. Okay guys, so that's 5 tips to help you with your thinning edges. I hope that's been useful to you. If you've got any questions, as usual, do post it below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.